Hello there, welcome to Nehmtech channel. This is Nehemiah, and it's always my pleasure to have you on board. So today we are going to talk about the Python arrays, but before we start, I want to make this simple request. If it's your first time to get into this channel, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button and also the like button, and also to the returning subscribers, you can also like this video. But I appreciate very much for your support. Now I said that we are going to talk about the Python arrays. So first of all, you need to know that Python do not have the built-in support for arrays, but we can use the list instead. So basically in this video I'm just going to show you how to use the list as arrays, but to work with the arrays in Python you will have to import the libraries like the NumPy and so forth. Arrays are used to store multiple values in one single variable. Like I'm going to show you an example. Let me just show you how to create an array like for something like fruits. So I say that the arrays are used to store multiple values in one single variable. Like the variable name, I can give it something like fruits, and then let me assign it to this list. And then basically for list is defined using the this bracket, this square brackets. And then the first one, perhaps let me give it cherry, and then the second one, let me give it mango. And then the third one, perhaps let me give it guess what, let me give it a banana. And then the third one, or the fourth one, let me give it what, let me give it the apple. Let me say apple. So basically these are my fruits. And then now to print out, you are going to use the print function, and then we use the variable name to print those are values in that list. So I'm going to use the fruits as my variable name. It was my variable name. Now to run it, guys, remember the shortcut Shift plus F10, and then I can see that we have these values here. The terminal, we have this list there. Perhaps let me try to zoom in for you to see better, and then you can see that we have this kind of a list here. So basically the fruits is a variable. I said that the arrays are used to store multiple values in one single variable. But guys, remember, you need to remember that in this video I'm just showing you how to use the list as arrays. But if you want to work basically for the arrays in Python, I say that you have to do it. You have to import the libraries like the NumPy library. But then so guys, first of all, let's understand what is an array. So basically an array is a special variable which can hold more than one value at a time, as we have seen here in this list here. And then for example, if you have a list of items, like a list of these fruits, for example, storing fruits in a single variable, could be like this. Like let me just write for you the example. For example, let me say fruit one, then you give it something like for example, it was cherry. Basically it's a string, like but let me just say something like a cherry. Then fruit two, you give it something like let me say it was mango, and so forth. So basically guys, let me just make it in a quotation mark, like let me say mango. So basically you realize, guys, that if you have a very if you want a loop through these fruits and find a specific one, and then if you have a very a long number of items, then it's going to be tricky unless you use the arrays to find perhaps a specific item. So basically the arrays can hold many values under a single name, and then you can access the values by referring to an index number. Now briefly I want to talk about how to access the elements of the array. So basically I want to show you how to access the elements of the array. So basically you refer to the array element by referring to the index number, and I'm going to show you this example, like to get the value of the first array item. So let me do this. Perhaps let me zoom in first of all. Then let me clear. To clear is control. Let me create first of all again the variable name to be fruits. Then let me assign it to the list, and then the first one it was, let me say banana. The second one was cherry, and then the third one is mango. And then now to find a specific item in this array, then we are going to use what, let me say x here in the car. Actually cars, actually this is fruits. Next time I'll use cars as my variable, and then let me say fruits, then 0, perhaps 0. Remember that in Python in this list it begins to count from 0. So 0 is like 1, then 1 is like 2 is like 3, and so forth. So basically it begins to count from 0. So let me create what, let me say 0. Then print what, let me say print x, x. Then to run it, you remember the shortcut shift plus F10. Then guys, you can see that the first item is banana. So basically if you want to print the second one, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to click on one. Let me say 1, shift plus F10. Then guys, you can see that the first item, the number 1 item is cherry, and then the second one is gonna be what, mango. So basically it begins to count from 0. You need to know that. And then guys, perhaps let me try to show you how to modify the values in this first array that I've just shown you how to modify. So basically to modify, you can use what, let me remove this second line here, and then let me say for cars. Now to modify, then for cars, perhaps I want to replace this first item, this banana, and then I want to replace with another fruit. Then I'm going to use what, I'm going to say the variable name, then with the number that I want to replace, like it is 0. I say that is like number 1, and then now I'm going to assign it to this other value, this other item that I want to replace. It is actually this should be, I said that next time I use cars, but then this is fruits. And then I'm going to say what, let me say apple, and then I'm going to say what, let me say print let me say print what, print fruits, and let me say print fruits. Then I shift plus what, shift plus F10 here. And then again you can see that we have modified what, this array to now it has the apple, cherry, and the mango, because we have modified with we have replaced with the banana with the basically with the apple. How do you determine the length of the array? So basically use the len method to return the length of the array, basically the number of elements in an array. So these are the elements, like a banana is an element, this cherry, this mango, these are the elements in these fruits. So basically I want to show you the example of how to return the number of the elements in this fruit array. And then let me say I remove this second line of code, basically let me just remove these two lines here, and then let me say x, and then assign it to the length of the cars. So let me say length of the fruits, not the cars. But then let me say print print x. So shift plus what? Shift plus F10, shift plus F10. Then I can see that the length of this item is 3. We have 3 items in this array. So guys, basically this is how you can determine the length of the array. But then the length of an array is always one more than the highest array index. That's something that you need to know. But then let's talk about looping array elements. So basically you can use the for in loop to loop through all the elements of the array. Like I want to show you. Let me write this example for someone to understand. So basically let me remove this, or let me just remove this 3 line of code. Basically you understand how I've just created this this array, this first line here. You understand, so I don't want to repeat myself several times. But then let me say for, I say that I can use this for in a loop. So for x in fruits, for x in fruits, and then you remember to close with the colon, and then you need to know that you have to consider indentation here, otherwise it will have an error. So basically let me say print x. So shift plus what? Shift plus F10, and then guys, you can see that we have the our loop there, down there in this terminal here. Basically we have what? We have the loop there. So basically let's talk about adding the array elements. So basically you can use the append method to add an element to the array. So I want to show you how to add one more element in this fruits array. So I don't know if I can, or let me just clear these 2 lines, then I'll show you. So like to add these items, you are going to use what? I'm going to use for example fruits. It is fruits, and then a dot, let me say append. We use the append method to add what? Elements in the array. So and then let me say what? It's a string, so I'm going to use what? Let me say let me say apple. The apple is missing here, so let me say apple. It's one of my favorite fruits, that's why it cannot miss in my list. Then I'll do what? Let me say print, and let me say print what? Print fruits. Then guys, you're going to see that it's going to do what? It's going to add what? It's going to add the it's called what? It's going to add the list there. So shift plus F10, and then I can see that we have just added what? The apple there. So basically that's how you can do it. That's how you can add the element. Now let's talk about removing the array elements. So you use the pop method to remove what? The elements from the array. And then guys, I want to do what? I want us to delete perhaps let me delete the second element in this fruits array, and then I'm going to use what? I'm going to use the pop to show you how to remove. Then let me just remove what? This instead of this append, let me just clear this line. And then let me say what? Let me say fruits, and then dot pop. Then let me say what? Let me say the first item. So if you want to specify this second item, we use number 1. Remember I said that it begins to count from 0. So when I say 1, it means it is this second item here. So when I say 1, it's going to delete cherry. So shift plus what? Shift plus F10, and then you can see here in the terminal you have what? Two items there. So basically you use what? You use the POP method to remove the element. But then you can also use the remove method to remove the element from the array. You can just use the remove method, or let me just show you how you can use the remove method to delete. So basically, instead of this pop, you can use remove. For example, you can specify the item that you want to remove. So for example, I want to remove cherry. Is it let me say cherry. Cherry. Then I do click on the shift plus plus 15. Then I can see that here in the list we don't have cherry, or perhaps let me say mango. Then I shift plus 15. Then I can see that you don't have the mango there. So basically you can also use the remove the remove method to remove the elements from the array. But then we should note that the list remove method only removes the first occurrence of the specified value. So briefly, in a nutshell, guys, let me just give you some of the set building methods that you can use on the list or the arrays. So basically you use the append to add an element to the the end of the list, and then I clear removes all the elements from the list to clear, and then we have the copy. Now the copy returns a copy of the list, and then the count method returns the number of elements with the specified value, and then the extend add the element of the list or any iterable to the end of the current list. Then the index returns the index of the first element in the specified value. And then we have the pop method, which removes the element of the specified position. And then we have the remove, which removes the first item with the specified value. And then the reverses the order of the list. Also the sort sorts the list. I don't want to show you everything. Perhaps you can just go to my website, let me just show you, www.nehmtech.com. Then you're going to do it. You're going to find all these courses there, Python course. Or if you want to get a Python course specifically, then you're going to do it. You're going to write what this is a hypertext transfer protocol with a secure extension. Because I do it, I have a valid SSL certificate. Now and then click these two / before, then ensure that you have this colon there, and then write this domain here. Write this domain, which is nehmtech.com / python. Then you're going to do it. You're going to find this Python full course there. So I want to end this video here, but I really appreciate you for your time. So please take a second, subscribe, like, also share the video to your friends, and let's meet in the next class. Goodbye.